All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Off Camber podcast, Silverstone preview. This is going to be a good weekend after what I said to be the best race of the year. So hopefully Silverstone can produce back-to-back bangers. All right, that's all we're hoping for. And it's shaping up like it should be. I mean, I think it has really big potential. I think Silverstone has always given us decent races. The track is one of those, all-round circuits, great, historic, home of F1, good scenes. It's always huge in Silverstone. Last year had the biggest attendance. So, yeah, man, looking extremely forward to this one. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. The track rating, 7 out of 10. Like I said before, the home of F1, coming here so often every year, and it's a good overall track. It has had some changes over the years, but I like where it's at. I mean, it's high speed, straight line speed is pivotal, high speed cornering, but then you also need a car that can brake because there's a lot of heavy braking zones as well. And sometimes I feel like it can be a little bit difficult to follow another car with these specific regulations, but overall, I think generally the racing's been pretty good. So happy days there. We go on to our predictions. We'll go straight into it. All right. Let's see what shit I'm producing this week. Pole. George Russell, home Grand Prix. I think the Mercedes is going to thrive because it's not going to be as hot as Austria. So we know that the Mercedes likes the cooler conditions. So combined with George Russell and his contract talks, which we'll get onto, I think he's going to come out and put it on pole. But he's not going to win it because the McLaren is going to be overall the better race car. And which way I'm going, number 4, Lando Norris for my race win. I think he's just going to carry this momentum from Austria. He was the quicker driver in Austria and he delivered a win. He's got the confidence and I reckon he's going to come back and smash it and win Silverstone. Class drive, we've got Ocon, and Haas obviously is also coming with upgrades and plenty of them, I've read. So hopefully that leads to them with a fast car, hopefully a better qualifying car, because that's what's sort of been holding them back. And a good strategy, and Ocon could easily finish in the points once more, which he has done. And run wide, little change up here. I think, always good to do that. Kimi Antonelli, after the crash in Austria, these things come in threes. And yeah, I feel like he just will not have the confidence after a crash, which is fine. He's a rookie, so these things happen. We know he's got awesome potential, and I love him as a driver. But I think he's going to have a bad race. McLaren should thrive here. We can talk about the rest of the team sort of thing. But first, let's talk about Toto and supposed talks between Max's team. I saw a recent photo. This is right before practice, so this is going to be up hopefully before P1, but we'll see what happens, of Max's media day, and F1 just posted it. It's just like a photo of him surrounded by media. It's quite amusing, actually. And it was just the stress and the annoyance that he must be going through right now. You got to pay respect to the drivers and all athletes who go through that shit, because it looks so annoying to be pestered like that. We know that's how it works, but sometimes, it would be bloody annoying. So feel for Max there, but honestly, we can't say what's going on. And obviously it must be frustrating for George, because he's, arguably having one of the best seasons of his career. He's having one of the best seasons of the field, and he's top of the grid, like in terms of, getting the most out of his car, consistency. He's doing it all. And to be on the back end of these, talks about you losing your seat, that must be so annoying. So that's why I think he's going to come out and have a great drive this weekend. I'm expecting a podium from him. And hopefully he does, because I really like that he has been so consistent this year, and I think he's going to have a good race here in Silverstone. Another thing we're going to talk about, the new liveries. We've got the Racing Bulls. They have gone for, it's like a doodle. It's like a face doodle. I don't know the backstory behind it. Urban artist Slawn, whoever that is, maybe some guy in the UK. So it's sort of like the white on the RB is like a whiteboard or a canvas, and it's just a pattern, a doodle pattern of like a little face. I don't really understand it, but I mean, it looks all right. It doesn't change the aspect of the car too much. It doesn't change the colors too much. So I don't, it's not terrible for me. Mercedes also does have some orange stars this time around, which I'm not sure what they're for, but it's minor anyway. And then McLaren is the big talking point with their livery. I love their chrome. I think it's such a cool concept. Like, you've got the Google Chrome advertising sponsorship there on the car, and what a time! Like, they're in their glory days. These are glory days, and the one thing we know about teams at the top, they set a precedent with their liveries where once they have that combo or that winning colors, they stick it with it. And McLaren's got that, and I think it's great that they're paying homage to their past, because everyone loves those Vodafone liveries. If you're around for that, they were so clean and popped. So I think it's cool that they're paying tribute to that, and they're keeping with their current design. It's just, it's like our Red Bull. Red Bulls look the same. Mercedes have looked the same. So these things, every team tends to do this, where they're winning colors, they stick with that because it's associated with winning. You look at that car, you look at a striped McLaren with the black through the middle, you're like, yeah, they're winners. And you look at a 2015, 2016 black McLaren, you're like, oh, that's GP2 engine days, as Alonso would say. So I love it. Love the livery from McLaren, and it's a great addition, works well with the sponsorship, and keeps it in line with their current scheme, their winning scheme. So love that for them. But yeah, in Silverstone, always generally a place, because it's the home GP for a lot of the teams. We're going to see a lot of upgrades. We're well into European stint of the season, so we are going to keep seeing upgrades. But obviously, with new regulations coming next year, we don't know to what extent teams are going to be trying to bust their ass to push out upgrades to make the car better. I'm assuming between that 6 and 9 battle, we're going to see a lot more upgrades with the Haas, RB, Aston, stuff like that. But that I don't think upgrades that are going to have effect on their 26 cars. So, yeah. What I've read is that most teams are going to be getting upgrades, and we'll see who comes out on top. I think McLaren should have a little advantage over everyone. So both of those, Oscar and Lando, should be up there as predicted by the win. Ferrari, question mark. I don't know what to say about Ferrari. I mean, a great weekend in Austria. I think the slow corners, heavy braking zones could potentially be a strong suit for them. So there is a bit of that around Silverstone. So hopefully we see them perform well, and look forward to see what they can do, because I'd love to see him up there. I'd love to see Lewis. Silverstone brings the best out of Lewis. We all know that. So a podium would be goated, and a win would be unbelievable. So hopefully Lewis can have a good weekend, because, yeah, Silverstone brings the best out of Lewis. And Ferrari, coming off the back of last weekend, hopefully still have some form, still have some pace in the car. And, yeah, we'll see what happens. Mercedes, like we said, they were shit in Austria. Not terrible, but their car wasn't as effective in Austria with the heat. Is the presumptions, and yeah, obviously we know the UK, being an iceberg, freezing place, should produce a bit better conditions for the Mercedes. So we'll see. I reckon George will have a good race, like I said, but Kimi may run wide after last week. We'll see. Williams, can they bounce back? That's my other questions. They have had a shit time the last few weekends. So hopefully they can get back on track. We don't want them. for entertainment, it might be a good thing. But Williams, can they stay clear of that 6 to 9 battle? I guess that's their goal. And supposedly a cooling upgrade coming, because we know that they've been having trouble with the power unit. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. Racing Bulls, my question is around Hadjar. Can Hadjar recover after his weekend last time out in Austria? He didn't have a good performance in qualifying. So will he be able to, extract some more pace out of that? And will Liam Lawson back up his strong weekend? Hopefully he does. That would be so good to see, because he deserves it. He's been working hard and he had a great weekend last time out. Can he back it up again? That's one of my questions. I think he does. But I think Hadjar's going to be right up there with him. So who knows? We could see a double RB points, which would be cool. And then Sauber and Aston. Interesting. Sauber, I'm not sure. I mean, there's only 10 points positions. So, yeah, it's like, what do you say? I mean, I think Alonso and Hulkenberg will lead the charge. Gab showed some great qualifying pace recently, so I think he'll be good in qualifying. But as we know, the Hulk in the race has just been awesome, and it's good to see Aston and Sauber getting a bit of, pace in their cars and scoring some points. So I think Alonso takes over Stroll this weekend. They're now tied for points. So I'm definitely thinking Stroll is going to slip down, because he doesn't have a step up on Alonso. Alonso is just, man, he is so good. How is he still so good? We don't know. And who else have we got? Haas, Alpine. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's not going to get better for them for the foreseeable future. I cannot see it getting better. I can see Gasly producing some decent qualifying performances, maybe some 1 point here or there through good strategy, but I don't think on merit the car will just be quick enough to drive to a points paying position, and that's just what it is, unfortunately. So, but there also is, on that topic, while we're down I was thinking of like 9, 10, 11 teams on the grid. Cadillac, because Cadillac driver talks are heating up. One day it's Ricciardo, one day it's Bottas, although I think Ricciardo sort of said no, is what I read. Then it's Checo, then it's Bottas, but what about Gab and Hulkenberg? So we don't know. I mean, it's going to be super interesting to see. Me personally, I'd just love to see Ricciardo drive. Obviously, a bit of Aussie bias there, but come on. Danny Rick, come on. Give him one more chance. Give us a decent car and see what happens. So, yeah, been a lot of chatter with Cadillac. We'll see what evolves there. I wonder when they'll do it. I really wonder they'll do it. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see who actually signs there. So, interesting stuff. But, yeah, that's sort of all the teams that I wanted to really discuss about on a deep level. So yeah, a lot of home territory for a lot of drivers and teams, obviously. So it's going to be a great weekend overall. Good to watch. Not a terrible time slot here in Melbourne, but we'll see as well. All right. So look forward to it. Look forward to the weekend, guys. Let me know your predictions. Let me know your thoughts. We can have a chat in the comments. As always, guys, enjoy the weekend. We'll see you for the review.